Let's try to get some picks right. We've started with the next couple of days, other bowl games. Let's start with the Tax Slayer Bowl, Penn State and Georgia. Who do you have?
Well, we already talked about how Georgia, they don't have their head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. So I think the Nittany Lions will get a bowl victory. So I got them in a pretty close game.
I'm on board. A lot of players gone, too. A lot of players gone, all the coaching staff gone. It's tough. Brian McClendon, who's the interim head coach, he's going to South Carolina. There's just a lot of distractions, a lot of things going on. I don't think Penn State's a great football team by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they're going to have all their guys, and they got enough continuity on the staff that they get the W.
One of my favorite players that's not talked about in the country, true freshman, Saquon Barkley. Watch him run the football today. I think he'll have a big day running, take some of the pressure off of Hackenberg. I like Penn State, not just because Georgia's depleted, because I think Penn State's trending, another team that I think is trending in the right direction. They get more and more numbers up front in the trenches. They're going to get back to being competitive.
Penn State, Georgia, noon Eastern time. That is tomorrow. Okay, how about the Liberty Bowl, Kansas State and Arkansas?
I'm going Razorbacks. I think the offense is just going to be too big, too dominating. They have running backs that can get the job done. So I'm going Razorbacks by 7 points.
Did anybody watch Brandon Allen this year?
Yeah, he was terrific.
Dude balled out. Played great balance on that now with all offensive line and the running game of Alex Collins with Brandon Allen. I think Arkansas wins big.
Yeah, I like Arkansas too. I think playing in Memphis allows their fans to come in. It'll be almost like a home game for Arkansas. I think Arkansas is going to be too much for K-State.
That's the second of a triple header on ESPN tomorrow. The third game will be TCU and Oregon. No Trevon Boykin in the Valero Alamo Bowl.
Which is huge for the Horned Frogs. So without Trevon Boykin, I think that Oregon is going to beat them probably by about 3 scores.
And Vernon Adams is there and wasn't there for most of the season as far as health-wise. He's been healthy. This team was different. Oregon wins.
I'm blown away by the job that Mark Helfrich did. When you look at where they were after about 5 games and how they ended up one of the hottest teams in the Pac-12, that's a congratulations to Mark Helfrich, not just for salvaging this year, but for being able to keep that train going along for next year and beyond. I like Oregon.
You better be able to keep it going, too. I heard Chip Kelly's looking for a job.
A lot of games today. Let's make some picks starting with Michigan and Florida.
I just think that because you have so many guys on the Gators roster that committed for the NFL, declared for the NFL, you never know what their mindset's like. So I'm going with the Wolverines in the close one. Defensive struggle, but I got the Wolverines edging them out.
Also guys that are banged up and not there for Florida. So between that, I just don't know who Florida has left. I think they'll fight defensively, but offensively, I just don't think they have enough.
Yeah, I like Michigan to win this football game. I think their defense will create some turnovers. Florida right now is just struggling on offense, one-dimensional. I'll go with the Wolverines.
We're agreeing way too much.
All right, need to go tempo here, fellas. Fiesta Bowl, Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Fighting Irish.
Ohio State. I think they'll be ready to play.
I think Ohio State, I think big plays in the passing game will be the difference in the game.
Tempo, there you go. Come on.
And more tempo here. Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma State, Ole Miss.
Chad Kelly and Ole Miss.
Okay. Ole Miss big.
Ole Miss upset based on the way they played last year, got embarrassed against TCU. I'm going Ole Miss.
And then there is the one that we'll see behind us, Stanford and Iowa in the Rose Bowl. As much as college football has changed with the playoff, this much has not. The Rose Bowl is still special, it's unique, and it's meaningful to all of the players involved.
You grow up watching it every New Year's Day. To run out on that field and be a part of that history and the tradition of the game, it's really special.
A dream for so many college athletes. We want to win for Iowa. We want to win for the guys that have played before us and the ones that will play after us.
One of the bowl games that I always wanted to play in it, and I'm glad that I get a chance to represent my university playing it this year.
It's called the granddaddy of them all for a reason, and we're really excited to play in a game like this.
It means so much, and to be able to do it in a place like the Rose Bowl with my brothers is a blessing.
There's nothing bigger than a Rose Bowl game. If you need any extra motivation for this game, then I don't know if you're in the right sport.
Stanford and Iowa, the traditional Pac-12 Big Ten clash here in Pasadena. Who wins it?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm trying to figure out the mindset of Iowa after that Big Ten championship game. I mean, to let Michigan State drive the ball, 22-play drive, 9+ minutes, and just watch their season just die a slow, agonizing death. I want to know how can the Hawkeyes come back. I don't think they're mentally prepared for Stanford, what they're going to do offensively. They're so multiple offensively, so I think Stanford's going to win this game.
I just think Iowa hasn't been here in so long. This has to be special. I mean, y'all talked about it growing up where y'all grew up, and how big and how important the Rose Bowl is. Iowa gets to go there for the first time in 1,000 years. Exaggeration, but I think they're going to be jacked up. I think they'll be excited. I think they're a complete offense and complete defense, so I think that they can have enough success on a bad Stanford defense. I'll go with Iowa.
I think the balance of Stanford is tough to defend because they can do so many different things with Christian McCaffrey and Kevin Hogan. I think Iowa will do enough defensively to get it some stops. I think the crowd, I think the intangibles, I think all of that favors Iowa. So I'm going to go with Iowa and C.J. Beathard to find a way late in the game to win that football game. I think it's going to be the best game of the day.
Okay, and we have one more pick from the Bear, too, on the day to fill out the
Look at that light,
What
Bear.
is it?
Look at that light.
Just watching the Vols down inside the red zone again.
Okay.
Looking to punch in another one. Now, I like the Irish today in an upset. I think the job that Kaiser's done with them all year has been fantastic. He and Fuller. I think the Irish defense will do just enough against Ezekiel Elliott. If Ohio State wasn't able to get up during the year to defend their national championship, to get back to the playoff, I don't know if they can necessarily get up today. I like the Irish.
Okay, ton of picks. The Bears giving you 3 to choose from, but I don't think that we're getting 2016 off to a good start unless we have a pick from our man on South Beach for the Rose Bowl. Lee Corso on South Beach.
Maurice, no Stanford trees to be found here on South Beach, but I got my hands on some palms. Go Cardinals!
Gotta love the jeans on the beach.
Blue jeans and sneakers on the beach.
Hey, when you're coach, you look cool no matter what you wear, right? Time for the Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State, Notre Dame.